AmFam, Lancome has decided to relaunch their iconic I don't speak French, Tient Idole foundation. This is one of the most iconic, most popular foundations on the market. Let's talk about it. Okay, you guys, so I mentioned before that I do manage a Lancome counter. I haven't shared exactly where I worked or who I worked for, just simply because if you know, you know, I've had some weird things happen. However, I am comfortable now. So basically, I work for Macy's. I have been working for Macy's since the end of August, and I am the cosmetics counter manager. I run a Lancome, Estee Lauder, and Clinique counter. So therefore, I knew this was coming, and I have been pinching my lips, waiting to talk about it. And Lancome has a bunch of other new things going on as well. But today our main focus is going to be the Tient Idole foundation. So what's the difference? What's happening here? Why is this one so different from the original formulation? The newer one has SPF 25, it has hyaluronic acid, and it has peptides. So what they basically did was add more skincare ingredients into it. And what you have to understand is when brands start messing with formulations and they add more skincare ingredients into the foundations, it does change the formulation. It does change the consistency. I've been testing this out for over a month now, so I know exactly how it wears. And I can say right off the bat, the texture of it, how it goes on, how it feels, it is significantly lighter, which I was shocked because in my mind, I typically don't like when brands start throwing skincare ingredients in their complexion products. I just feel like your skincare should be one thing and then your foundation should be another thing. However, I'm very impressed with how lightweight this feels on the skin. Now, the biggest con for this, and it has been the biggest headache when it comes to me matching customers in store at the counter, is the shades, the names. Still has a fantastic shade range. Estee Lauder and Lancome blow it out the water when they do as far as like their shade range. However, the new Tient Idole foundation is now right on par with the Care and Glow foundation as far as how they do the shades now. So this is my biggest con. This is the biggest frustration. I hate that they did this. However, I understand when the formulation changes, it's gonna, throw the shades off a little bit. So in the original, the OG, before they did anything, I was 500W. So we're gonna zoom in so you guys can see the swatches here. So this is the Tient Idole Stick Foundation. And let me tell you something, I have been loving this. Yes, I'm oily skin, but this works for me. I don't have any issues with it breaking up. I love how easy it is. Stick it in my purse for travel. It's just cool. So I'm going to show you guys swatches so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is my true shade right here, 500W. So 500 warm suede. So if you are a shade twin, you will see this is the true shade. And then in the Care and Glow, which I love this foundation. Again, even with me having oily skin, I still love this foundation. But right now, the shade that I have is 515W. This is too deep for me right now. And it is annoying because when I bought this, it was last summer when they came out with it. So I had a hard time finding my shade because there wasn't a 500W available at that time. And then the 505N was the ends were too neutral, but then I think I had 510 and that one was okay. Basically, 515W was the next best thing. So I'm gonna give you guys a swatch of this. This is the Care and Glow. So first here we have the Tient Idole Stick Foundation, and then up under it we're going to put the 515W. And like I said, I love this foundation. My only hang up with it is that right now it's going to be a little too warm for me because I ain't been hanging out in the sun. It's not popping off on the camera, but trust me, okay? So that is the Care and Glow foundation, 515W. Now up under it, we're going to go with the new Tient Idole. This is in the shade 515W as well. This is just the newer formula. I just have my little sample size here. This is 515W. And I was okay with this shade. However, I wasn't crazy about it. And the reason why I'm not crazy about it right now is, again, like I said, I haven't been in the sun. There's no warmth on me yet. So I'm looking a little dull, if you will. So I decided to go with, now this is what, according to the foundation finder that Lancome has, it says that if I was 500W in the old formulation, then I should try 455W, which at first I was very hesitant because I was thinking that is lighter than what I am used to. But for the right now, for the moment, as you can see, this is 515. Sorry, not 515. This is 455W. And this is looking too light. So as you can see here, this is my true shade. This is Care and Glow 515W. This is the new Tient Idole 515W. And this is 455W. This is my biggest gripe with the foundation, and it's going to be a little bit of a headache. Not gonna lie. So now let's go ahead. We're going to apply the foundation on the skin so you can see how it goes on and how it's looking. Oh, and then this is the packaging here. They changed it. It's a little bit more minimalist. Hold on, we're not focused. Now I'll make sure to throw my screenshots on there as well, B-roll footage. So we're gonna go in with the 455W shade. Let me grab a sponge here. So for the moment, right now, this is fine. It goes into my skin, no problem. You honestly can't even see it. In the formulation, I'm very impressed with how lightweight and thin it is. And also, I am going through my foundations right now because I don't know, I think I'm just having a change. I'm going through a makeup puberty moment, if you will, where I am not liking my skin to look as warm as I used to. Like, I don't know, I'm just kind of like, I don't think I'm falling into the neutral phase, but I'm just noticing that a lot of my foundations are a little bit warmer than what I'm liking ideally right now. So, and you get that same beautiful coverage. And I wasn't sure how this shade was going to go for me, just simply because when I did my first initial swatch, it pulled very light, and I was just kind of like, that's not it. But once I started working it into my skin and pushing it in, excuse me, I realized, oh, you know what? Not too shabby, not too shabby. However, this will not work for me once I get some color on me. All right, so let me zoom out a little bit. So this is our shade 455W, and I appreciate that this isn't too warm because I'll put on this side so you guys can see. This on this side is going to be the 515W in the Tient Idole. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about. And truthfully, for this one, I am 100% sure that once I do get a little bit more sun on me, this will work. It's just clearly warmer. And like I said, this is just preference. So if you are a skin twin, if you are a shade twin, you're just gonna have to pick as far as like, how do you choose to like to see yourself? Whenever I'm working on customers in store, I always tell them, hey, this is my professional opinion, but you have to understand that everyone's eyes catch color differently. So just because something looks warm to me, it might not look warm to someone else. And something that I did notice, because like I said, I've been playing with this for a month now, and I've been switching back and forth with just like the shade colors. And for some reason, I get way more compliments on my makeup when I have on the 455 shade versus the 515 shade. So I don't know what that is. And again, because I know I'm going to have people in the comments, the 515 looks better on you, this is that. cool, but what you guys have to understand is, and not even when you're watching me, you're watching other YouTubers, how it looks on camera, most of the time, it always looks slightly different in person. So I understand what you're seeing on the screen, but you also have to understand what I'm seeing with my natural eye in person, because the natural eye is always going to be more spot on than anything that you see on camera on YouTube University, okay? Again, neither one of them are horrible. 515 on this side. This is definitely going to be more so for the summertime. And then I have 455, which is my current color for the now. So what I'm going to do now, since I still have a little bit of the 515 left over, just so that everything can be cohesive, I'm just going to go ahead and just go over this. So that way my face is not a million different colors. And I do like that I have an option. If I want it to look a little bit warmer, then I can with the 515. But if I don't want it to look warm, 455 will work, but it'll only work for the right now until I am hanging out in the sun, and then it will no longer work for me. And then for concealer for today, we're gonna go in with some Lancome concealer, and this is in the shade 500. And then for a little contour, Rare Beauty launched new shades, and I'm so grateful because the Full of Life bronzer stick, I love things that are in a stick form because they're just easy, but man, that one was too red for me. It always ended up looking like a blush, so very happy that they have the new shades. And I will be doing a full-on Rare Beauty video at the end of the month because I got the new blushes as well. We'll go ahead and demo one of those right now. And that's the other thing too. I think honestly what it is my preference is just changing because I'm going through some of my bronzers as well, and anything that is just pulling too red on me, I'm giving it away because I just don't like it. And I am not in the business of holding on to items that I am not going to be utilizing, or like that I don't even like how they look on me. There is no point in holding on to it. So yeah, we're going through a little bit of a situation here, a makeup preference. We're changing. And then for blush, these are the new Rare Beauty blushes. Let's go with, which one is it? Let's go with this one. This is in the shade Worth. And I love, love, love the Lancome All Over Concealer. My favorite complexion products from Lancome are the Tient Idole Stick Foundation and the concealer. And the concealer. These are my two favorite complexion products. And it is definitely time for me to do an updated makeup routine because my routine has changed dramatically. We are no longer in the business of drawing all these large triangles. We just put in things where we need, because makeup in your mid-30s is a little bit different than makeup when you're in your mid-20s, okay? Alright, then I'm gonna set it with some Huda Beauty Cherry Blossom powder, the pink one. If you have not tried it, try it. It's amazing. Because I was not sure how it would work on me, being that I am obviously a Black woman. I haven't seen many women of color, well, any women of color utilizing it, because I had originally bought it for my kit because I'd seen a lot of makeup artists that I follow using it. But then I was just gonna like, yo, let me see what this looks like on me. And it's a vibe. I like it. And I have been using it to set under my eyes and set my whole face. And it just, it works. It looks pretty. I'm liking this Never thought I would say it, but I am liking this better than using my yellow translucent powder. Again, nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. I just like this better. I feel like it just makes sure everything just look brighter in a good way. All right, gonna finish up the rest of my makeup and then we're gonna talk about it. Alrighty, I am back and this is our completed look. I have on my eyes, it's going to be Natasha Denona mini bronze, and everything that is on my face will be linked below with all the shades, but this is what's on my eyes, just very simple. For lips, I have on the new Rare Beauty. This is the lip oil. Jury's still out on these. I've only been testing them for about 4 days, so I need to give one more week. Like I said, I'll have a full video on all the new Rare Beauty items at the end of the month, but this is in the shade Joy, which is really, really pretty. Like I said, jury's still out. And then for mascara, I'm trying a new mascara. It is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High mascara, and it is actually, it seems like it's gonna be a dupe for my favorite mascara, which is the Idole by Lancome. Bomb, bomb, bomb. All right, so with the new foundation, as far as the longevity of it, I personally feel this one wears better than the old formulation. Again, the old formulation is tried and true. I've worn that one before, but this one, I was really expecting it to get oily on me throughout the day, and it did not. I'm so sorry I don't have any wear test footage, just simply because life has been lifing. I've had zero issues with this melting, breaking up. I have long, like 8 to 9 hour work days, and everything stays in place. And like I said, I notice I get a lot of compliments when I do wear this foundation. Now, if you are someone who loves the old formula, you already know what your shade is. Some shades do translate over. So a couple of them, like let's say if you're 450, there is a 450 in the new one, but for the ones that do not, this is what I recommend. I recommend you getting 2 samples first, so a shade of what you think you are, and then maybe a new shade that you might not be familiar with. And here's why. It is so crucial that you know what your undertone is. Like, that's just a basic guideline. However, there are some situations where we do break the rules. Sometimes I can look at someone and I can see, okay, they have warmth in their skin, but then I'll put on what I think will work for them, and my natural eye is telling me no. And that's when I have to break my guidelines, break my rules of what I know as far as my education and color theory, and go off of what simply just looks right to the natural eye. I think sometimes people get so hung up on, oh, well, I'm warm, or I'm neutral, I'm this or I'm that, where sometimes things just don't translate over well, and once you get it onto your skin and it starts to settle, that is what matters the most. Not what the swatch says, not how it goes on with first initiation. When you actually get it on, it's blended out and it sets, that is going to be your true indication of, is this shade working for me or not? So as far as I'm concerned, I do like this foundation a ton. Like I said, I know the 455 shade, this is my now shade, but as I hang out in the sun, my husband just told me we're going to go do yard work today, so I am I am going to have to switch it for 515 because this won't last very long. So those are going to be my final thoughts on the new Lancome foundation. Down below in the comments, let me know if you've tried it. Let me know if you had any difficulties finding your shade. And also, something else that I want to put out there, because this is a question that I get a lot. Unless you are a shade twin, I am not able to match you. And I know people mean well, and I understand why they're asking me. I am a makeup artist, I do YouTube, so I get it. You're confident in my ability to match you, which I am flattered and I appreciate. However, you have to understand that if I can't put my eyes on you in person, I cannot match you, okay? I am not one of those people that like to sit up here and fake the fun, like, oh yeah, I can do this, I can do. No, if I don't know something, I'm the first one to say I don't know. So again, if I see comments like that, I always say, hey, you could potentially be somewhere in this ballpark with the shade. but that don't mean it's 100% accurate because I can't put my natural eye on you, all right? So thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Keep it simple. Peace.